Infinite in the Sonic community is known as the villain with the most wasted potential, but I'm here today to prove Infinite's potential was not wasted. You guys just didn't understand how his character worked and what kind of villain he truly was. So let's get into explaining. As we all know, when Infinite and Shadow fought in Mystic Jungle, Shadow had previously killed, yes, killed Infinite's entire squad. Infinite, who was still a mercenary at the time, tried to get revenge for his squad on Shadow, but he was easily and brutally beaten down by Shadow, unable to do anything. After being completely beaten down, Shadow then says he is too weak, too pathetic to even finish off like his squad. Infinite had risen to the top of his field. He literally gained the title the ultimate mercenary and was a figure to be respected and feared everywhere. But when he went up against a real ultimate, he couldn't do anything. He was absolutely helpless in the face of Shadow's overwhelming power. Infinite, who had taken years, if not decades, to reach his goal, was called weak. So weak, he wasn't even worth finishing off like the rest of his squad. Now, let me ask you guys, if you were in Infinite's shoes, would you handle his situation any differently? That day, Infinite learned a valuable lesson accompanied with a great despair that he would never be able to reach the level of Shadow and Sonic, a true ultimate, through normal means. The old him had reached the limit of his strength, if that was the best he could do, and that he had claimed ultimate with that level of power. So he abandoned his old self to become a newer, better him, one that would never lose or be called weak again.
I've only become what I am because of you, yet you don't remember. But I suppose that's the way it goes. It simply means that the old me was too weak, too pathetic to remember.
The reasons Infinite targets Sonic throughout the story are not Shadow, the one who made him resort to this situation, is because he is actually thankful to Shadow. He realizes if Shadow had never defeated him so badly and driven him into despair, he would have never realized just how weak he was. That is why he never defeated Shadow. Consider it a gratitude to him. That's why Infinite always has clones with him. He is never alone, trying to fill the empty hole that was within him from losing his squad, all because he was too weak to do anything about it. Infinite basically believes might makes right. Infinite doesn't believe in logic or strategy. He believes strength is all that is needed, because at the end of the day, the one who is strong is the one who survives, and the weak shall fall.
Time here, Tails!
The next issue people have tried to bring up with Infinite's character is that despite him supposed to be this entity of complete and utter destruction who destroys everything he comes across, he is known to leave his victims alive several times, including the Avatar and Sonic multiple times. The reason for this is because of Infinite's sadistic nature, but not only that, the true reason is his trauma. Infinite wants you to lament your weakness, the same way he was faced with his utter weakness when Shadow completely destroyed him when they fought. He wants them to contemplate their own weakness the same way he did his, unable to do anything and just be completely crushed. But this changed when he met Sonic. Rather than just crush a foe and move on, letting them live to contemplate their weakness, Sonic showed him something different. Every time they fought, Sonic seemed to get stronger and stronger. Infinite deep down realized that he had finally found someone who could entertain him for eternity, a hero that he could always beat down and would always get back up for him to defeat. That is why Infinite never kills Sonic, because he wants the battle. He enjoys destroying their hope and driving them into despair so they can lament their weakness, unable to do anything about it. Basically, he wants to turn more people in the world into himself, have them cornered with their own weakness, try to fight it and lose sight of who they are in their power. Another fictional villain I can compare Infinite to is Light Yagami from Death Note. They are both people with superiority complex who gained incredible power and felt they were the only ones who could change the world. Infinite wanted people to lament their weakness like him so that he could be entertained. As I've said before, this is why Infinite doesn't seem to kill some of his victims. He wants them to cower in fear and cause their own weakness and try to change. Infinite isn't like other Sonic villains like Mephiles the Dark, who simply wants destruction for destruction's sake. Infinite is a complex soul who got power from grief, who was too weak to protect what he cared about and swore to never be weak again, and to prove he was not the weak one, everyone else was. But due to the Sonic community's tendency to take things at face value, despite how much Sonic Unleashed is praised, please remember it was hated upon its initial release. It's the same way I hate to see how people hate on Infinite. Infinite is a broken soul, someone who, thanks to his own weakness, lost everything he cared for. So he closed off his heart and relied only on power, trying to cause the same despair he felt to others. And he never wants to feel weak again, and he will do anything he can to ensure it. Even Sonic himself takes notice of it. That's why he said,
"Your mask can't hide how sad and lonely you are. That Phantom Ruby virtual reality of yours is the real illusion."
Infinite is just a bully who grabbed incredible power and wanted to make people feel the same way he did. In fact, let's look at the lyrics to his song.
Kiss of days, I'm the last one that's standing. Don't try to stand in my way, 'cause I've been up against better. Just take a look at my face.
Referencing how Shadow absolutely demolished him when he fought and he was completely helpless to do anything against him.
When everything you know has come and collection is dying, rising high, you the scars remain of through my finding the ashes of this. When there's no one left to carry, yes, it's an illusion. Open up your eyes, there's pain. I can't resist, but that's what it takes to be infinite.
Do you see the point I'm trying to make here from his lyrics? So think of Infinite like a kid who was bullied badly. He then trains and finally gets stronger than his bully. However, he himself becomes the bully. That is Infinite. He tries to cause the same pain and destruction, the same despair he felt to others. And yes, the power he got, he could beat anyone alone. But as Sonic showed with the Avatar, he couldn't defeat the power of two people trusting themselves. By gaining this power, he lost himself and lost what was important. So you see, Infinite was never written or made to be all these unstoppable badass villains like Madara Uchiha. He was made to be more like Sosuke Aizen from Bleach or Light Yagami from Death Note. Broken people who managed to get their hands on unbelievable, unstoppable power, but they lost themselves to it. They lost what was important and became the very thing they hated the most. And ironically, they all died the same way, with their very own power leading to their downfall. That is why Infinite is the best rating Sonic villain.